The dunes were so isolated in those days, and there was that incredible silence that spaces like this where there are no people and no noise and a kind of roar of silence.
Weston woke up very early, as he always did, to catch the light at dawn, and woke up Charis, and they went out together with their equipment and a day's snacks, and wandered across these dunes in that dawn light. I think that you can imagine the moment in your mind with just those infinite forms that the early light casts across the dunes. Weston goes to work, and Charis leaves him, as she usually did, to work on his own.
I was a great sunbather in those days, so I couldn't wait to whisk off my clothes.
Suddenly she drops her clothing and rolls around in the sand, almost as though to say, inviting him to join her. And so he does, by photography. And once they understand that there's an interaction here that's working for him, she continues.
Charis makes a series then of movements where she just flings herself and rolls down the side of the dunes in this very free and flowing movement, and Edward would call out, "Hold it." What the dunes represented was that opening theme in their work together.
The Charis pictures begin to identify not only her as an individual, but them as a relationship.
The 1930s was a particular decade of being on the road, of people in motion. And artists were out too. There was a sense that there was something going on, that artists wanted to be out in the field, to be connected to what was happening.
Dorothea Lange was photographing, and Horace Bristol was photographing the Dust Bowl migrants that lived 50, 60 miles away from Edward Weston. The social tensions, the social torsion, the twisting of the entire community was so extreme that all of these migrants were being washed up like so many dried leaves in the wind up against the West Coast, looking for something to do, some way to survive. And at this moment, just on the other side of the hills at the coast, was Edward Weston examining green peppers and rocks and the light coming through trees and bouncing off the cove at Point Lobos. One could look at that and say the guy had his head buried in the sand.